Alrighty, so I'm in this week for the water signs. We're gonna. I normally like to record these. Oh, it's going wacky. I normally like to record these, and download them, but it's taking a week to download. It's absolutely ludicrous. So it's forcing me to go live. So I'm gonna do these live, even though I'm not fully prepared. I'm gonna do them anyway. I want to get them out this week, not next week. So anyway, we're going to start off here with a spiritual reading for Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio in that order. Again, I don't know if you catch it live, you're lucky, because you'll probably have to wait a day before it actually shows up on the feed. Now, I'm going to try and thwart that. There's a way I did it before. I might be able to get the people in the Infinity Room the video in the meantime, but those on YouTube, they just won't get it. Okay, so here we go. Pisces, first card. We're going into spirituality, the last week of spirituality, and next week we're going to be going into what you call romance areas. See if anything's been changed. So here we go, Pisces. This is your for the week. Now, they were telling me earlier, if you are not resonating with this week's, go back 2 weeks, because I am very predictive. The past are a lot in the future. So if I'm doing per week, go back a couple weeks. It might be resonating this week. So try that out and see if that energy isn't catching up to you at this point, and let me know how that goes. Okay, first card, Pisces. Here we go. First card is the youth. This usually tells me we're either dealing with the youth at this time, or maybe having some traits of our own in this way. Again, the youth here is highly guided. There's a North Star here, and insinuating that we've got a high guidance system here for intuition and whatnot. Sorry about the glare. I'm going to see if I can tone that down a bit here. But again, this kid has the ability to be wise beyond his years, though not necessarily the what do you call that? Like hard knocks, right? He hasn't been through the school of hard knocks to learn his lessons full on, if you get my drift. So there's a sense here that we have some activity here. In this way, I feel like for some, it's dealing with a child or a youth within your own life and your family, a child that's a teenager, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's really what I'm getting. Next card. The 11 of Earth. That is really where we started off last week, dealing with compassion and going outward in this. This is really what I get. Again, I'm non-traditional with the meanings here. But the sense here that I'm getting is that we want to go outward in compassion, but we may have some problems with a troubled youth in our midst here is having a hard time doing this in this particular area. We have children here that are pushing our buttons to a high degree and not bringing on the compassion so highly. And we may also be exchanging lessons with this child as well. Yeah, and they're showing me the animal as well. So we may have kids here in companionship with someone or something else, like meaning animals that they're confiding to. Oh, okay. So it's a different reading. But nonetheless, the Pisces is in their compassion mode, but I'm really getting a disdain from her. It's like I think I've hit the end of the road here in my compassion, and I have no more. Like that's what I feel like we're being tested in our compassionate area in regards to a youth that we might be having in our midst. Okay, so the next card is the 5 of Air. Okay. Just getting used to this setup here, but it seems to be focusing okay. We haven't got too much glare. So again, we're being blind to some things. I feel like triggers are one. We may be blinded to what our triggers are. We may be being triggered by a youth or someone who is in an immature mode coming at us in this way, having a hard time gaining compassion in that area. Yeah, there's a lot of illumination that wants to happen here. And they're taking me back to last week where we were talking about the universe trying to open up this Pisces in a way. It's like it's like we're in Hoover Dam and we don't want to get wet, like this is the sense they're giving me. It's like we got a lot of stuff we got to unload on the Pisces here spiritually, but they haven't got their swimming trunks on. They're not prepared. So the sense they're giving me is that we're trying to just kind of shower them, to get them prepared. But it's going to blow off their socks anyway, is a sense I'm getting. So I don't know if this is like a huge spiritual leap that the Pisces is going to be taking, because the universe really can't hold back the gates anymore. It really has to kind of come flushing through, is a sense I get. Now, this may be in a compassionate area. Now, because of this, we may have to learn about how to deal with our compassion and emotions, because they're really showing me that water just flooding through and the Pisces is just lost, caught in the undertow of all of this. And I feel like it's literally on an emotional level. So we're going to go into the masculine and feminine energies here and see where we sit. Now, the first card for that is fear. So that comes on top of this youth here. Give me a minute. And I think the fear has to do with the emotional center here. We do not want to deal with that in any way, shape, or form, or understanding intellectually on a level. This needs to be confronted and dealt with. That our fear, right? Hurt. They go, hurt, that's it. Fear of hurt, that's it. So this is what I think the Pisces is wanting to stay blind to. They don't want to get hurt. They don't want to dabble in their emotions. The universe is going, sorry, emotional gates, floodgates open, activate now. Like this is all they're doing. So the fear is going to hit you. It's going to hit you, but you're going to have to deal with it anyway. You're going to get wet. So if you don't, whether you have your swimming trunks on or not, you're going to get wet. So this is what it's all about. We have a fear of hitting our emotional center here. Now, on this compassion center, again, we may have a youth or someone immature in our vicinity here that we're dealing with. That we are trying. There's an attempt being made here to surpass, these triggers. We may be triggered in anger and whatnot, and this youth is kind of helping us deal with that. But at the same time, we're kind of fed up, because I'm really getting fed upness from this one here, and I usually don't get that. I see compassion in her eyes, and today I just see like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? Like, this ain't gonna work. This is what I'm getting. Like someone who's fed up with being compassionate already, because it seems like it's not working, but they're going, it's not that it's not working, it's that we don't understand it truly from the depths, right? So on top of that, we get another feminine card, and that is home. Yeah. So again, dealing with things on the home front. So we may have family, right? Youth within our family, a child, whatever situation it is, someone that we're dealing with at home. And this is quite the battle that is coming through, okay? So now here on this part of ourselves, mind my cat, she goes nuts when I start stirring up energy in here. If you can hear her. This is about, I don't want to be compassionate. I don't want to deal with all this emotional stuff. This is I feel it's been a block. I feel like the Pisces knows intellectually they need to surpass this. And again, it's coming whether they're ready or want to or not. Now, we have a masculine energy coming through, and that's about inquiry. Give me a minute here. Yeah, and they're saying a need to go outward. We cannot figure this all out ourselves. So whether there's a high need to go outward, we are blind because we are blind. If we get somebody else's opinion, we may not be blind anymore. This is the thing that Pisces not quite understanding, or feeling they don't want to go outward to have to deal with this, is the sense that I'm getting here. But they're going to have to in order to make progress, in order not to collapse here, because the energy is really wanting to open up in the compassion center, especially on the home front, what's surrounding us immediately. That's exactly what it is. And there's a fear of being hurt by anyone, anything, right? In an emotional way. But that's where we are this week now. I'll lay out the chakra cards and then we'll go into the second layer here. So the first chakra card is Ten of Swords. That's on the fear, right? Because we've been hurt in the past, right? Somebody's hurt us. May have been this youth or immature energy we were dealing with. We don't want to get hurt anymore. And that's why we feel if we can be compassionate, we're just going to get more stabs in our back. But there's some more that can fit in there. Not only that, yeah, I'm going to pull the next card. So on the home front, right? Trying to be compassionate, but not wanting to be vulnerable. Why? Because it got us hurt in the past. So what is it going to do in the future? They figure the same thing. We get the Sun. Feel like that's highly connected to this this card here, the Compassion. I feel like the Compassion and the Sun are very much the same. Look how the offering, right? It's like the universe is offering her all the joy, and here she's offering it outward to others. So there's a sense here of translating that. We are getting from the universal energies, but we have to know how to translate that through. It's not translating when it comes down to home. Something wrong here. Having a hard time going outward to those at home in compassion is really what I'm getting. Okay, next one here. Again, a sense of being blind to what's coming. On an emotional front, there's a huge wave of emotion that's going to hit. And if we haven't done our healing, it's really going to be, it may be an emotional collapse or what they call a breakdown, that kind of thing. Could be that as well. And we may have to inquire on who we need to help us. I feel like the Pisces is at the point now where it's not going to come totally out of left wing here. We're going to see it coming, but may have a kickstart as to finding out to get more resources. How do you translate? Give me a minute. It's like, okay, in the past, we may have just exploded and not known what hit us, not knowing what triggered us, nothing. But now we're going to see the triggers. We're going to see it coming, and then we're going to prepare to talk to someone about it because, we see it coming. Whereas before, we never saw it coming. This is what I'm getting. So on top of that, we have the Hermit, okay, which isn't, there's good and bad to this. I mean, they're going to take that one out. If we're dealing with our emotions and not dealing with our emotions, but needing to deal with them on the inside, this is the thing. This is the block, I feel, is the Pisces feels there's no need to inquire to anyone. Okay, just give me a minute here. I gotta suss this out. This is Pisces this week. This is their default. They don't want to deal with their emotional center. They're trying to break through that. They don't have the tools. They don't know how. Okay, but they're trying to do it on their own, but they don't know how. They don't have the tools. They are in refusal to go outward, to ask others how to do this. They're in refusal of that. But they're going to have to go inside and look at things differently. Now, here's the thing. Give me a minute. Yeah, they're showing me those dragonflies highly here. And the fact that she can't see them, but she can sense that they're there fluttering around. This is the same with their emotions. They're there fluttering around, but we refuse to deal with them properly. Like look at them, face them. Oh, it's a butterfly. Not a bat, so it's like we may have things in our mind letting us get out of control when we don't truly know what they are. If we knew they were a dragonfly, it'd be okay. We don't know if they're a little lizard. They don't know what they are. And again, there's a part of them that is working hard to remove the mask, and then we still have to lift the veil and open our eyes. They're going, there's 3 more steps here, and we're just on the first step. So being aware of that, it's almost like we're going to have a collapse and need to go inside, but they're going not only inside but out to others, because we need to discuss this and open up more avenues than what we can come up with our own mind. Okay, so I feel like an emotional collapse is coming here, or at least an exposure of a lot of emotions that don't know how to deal with, and they're kind of refusing to go outward to get any help with that. Okay, so boom, there's your situation. Now we'll go deeper into things here. See what we find out. First card, rigid. Yeah, that's that stance. They have a fairly rigid stance here, building a wall against others. One, they don't want to be vulnerable. So how can we go outward to ask for help when that's a vulnerability? So they're not going to do that. They're going to stay within their bounds. So the sense here is we're not going to evolve much because we're not going outward to ask for help in this way. Now, next card. Again, this is just for a week. Success. Oh, this is interesting. I'm going to have to go one more card here because I feel like that's their connection to spirit. I feel like because they are in that realm of dream time, even though they're stuck up in their head and dealing with the things getting out of control, there is still a channel for intuition. And I feel like that's where the success is going to come. So as we move to the next card, we have honesty. And this is another thing that's going to be hard, is to deal with the bare bones, honest truth. One, within themselves. So there may be some Pisces here that are high in denial. And then outside of them, and make sure that that is held of the utmost importance here, is dealing with that honesty, not only within themselves, but within others. They're going, the problem here is we feel we can't suss out honesty in others. And this is where we recluse, because if we can't decide who's worthy and who's not of honesty, then we repel from that energy. So, okay, so on the rigid stance, we get time to ground. Yeah. Again, right? Rigid. Why? Because we're up in our head making up scenarios here. And again, there may be scenarios that are grounded in truth, but they're not here now. And they're going, we really need to deal with the here and now, right this moment. Can't deal with our past in the ways that we want to at this point, because there's other things spiritually going on. So there's a sense here, a lot of turmoil. A lot of turmoil going on for these Pisces. They're really going to have to focus on one area and one only, because we can't solve all the world's problems at once, right? So the grounding needed. So again, they're taking me back to this card here. Let me get it. This youth card. And this card this is grounded. This guy is nearly sitting his tuchus right on the ground itself. He's got the wand of action in his hand, and he's very firmly companion to this animal that walks on the earth. Is very grounded and very intuitive and very connected. So there's a sense here that we can ground if we put our mind to it, and we may even be able to do this with people outside of us, meaning like not so far, like in our family. If we have a child here, we may be able to impress upon that as well. Do it with the child, that kind of thing. Go out and go for a walk in nature, So success. Again, I felt like this was very much revolved around their connection to spiritual energies and intuition. We get challenge your perceptions. Yeah, because the sense here is we don't trust anybody. We don't want to trust anybody, and we just are going to stay in our little sphere, like in our little globe here, and we can't truly do that and evolve. So something's got to give. So we have to open that field up a bit in order to gain the success that we want in the areas that we want. So there's an inability to do this at this point this week. Next card, on top of the honesty, we have see the signs. Yeah, so we might be universally being nudged here to look at certain things. I feel like this is a self-denial or self-trickery. Like we're trying to convince ourselves of something that we don't truly believe. And as ludicrous as that sounds, that's what's going on. So there's something here, a belief system that we're imprinting on ourselves that is not true. It is not based in truth. So we have to be honest with ourselves about it in order to heal and move forward. Okay, so next card. On top of grounding, we get the Six of Wands about self-confidence, success here. I feel like if we do take the time to calm our head, get out of the clouds, we will have a better vantage point here to see clearly. And notice how these two cards are very similar in color. Like the orange seems to be making its way through here. And that's about your perception of what. I don't know if it's right and wrong. Well, yeah, they're going, yes, to their degree of right and wrong. That has to be challenged because there's something here we're not seeing. Okay. So on top of challenging your perception, Two of Wands, we get progress, and that's connected to the heart. With the green sash is the heart center. We're trying to tap into our heart here. And again, the compassion card, right? Sitting there. It's like we're sick of compassion. And the sense here is, well, don't give up on our compassionate side, because that's really what's going to gain us progress forward, is being compassionate with others. And the sense here is that the Pisces kind of hit their limit of compassion. Can no longer, is what I'm feeling this week. Something is testing us to a high degree. We can all no longer be compassionate, is what. But they're going, this is how we truly make progress, right? Patience and compassion. Okay. On top of seeing the signs, what do we get there? Again, with the green, the Ten of Swords, betrayal. So, this is interesting. This is interesting that it's on the truth and the honesty that we get betrayal here. So we may know a truth. Okay, bear with me here. It's a little bit of a maze. We may know the truth about something, lying to ourselves about it, seeing signs outside of us that contradict that lie, because we are trying to be in denial. And then, boom, the situation itself comes to hit us in the nose and say, yeah, see, you knew all along there was something here that was going to hurt you, but you were in denial. A sense of denying something here highly and getting hurt in to a high degree, even though we knew. It's like, oh, how do you express that? It's like so many levels here. It's like we know to a certain degree. Okay. We're trying to be honest as we can with ourselves and others. And I remember they're showing me last week, like truth and integrity and dignity and all of that is all sexy to the Pisces. Pretty sure it was either Pisces or Aquarius. The energies were meshing pretty high there because of that, right? There's an honesty here underlying everything, undercutting everything. There's an honesty coming forth. We know this. We may be working to cover that up because we don't want to admit the truth. But nonetheless, there's signs coming outward telling you, go in this direction, go in this direction. Now, either the Pisces does not comply, and then we get a sense of betrayal come out because of that, or, yeah, that's really what it is. Sense of not listening to our instinct is flat out. There's some trickery here going back and forth. Yeah, so that's the situation. It's quite a little maze. Pisces don't know what the hell's going on. They don't trust themselves in their own judgment, yet they're making judgments on things that are incorrect, spiritually anyway, or guided against your guidance is what I'm getting. And not only that, they are going to get hurt highly by this because of that. So it's a lesson to listen to your instinct all along here, but they're not doing that. Okay. It's, for this week, again, I got an animal card here to overall the energy. And we get the snow leopard, which is about what? The watcher. So you may be being watched, not only psychically, meaning that's not the right word. Intuitively, by your guides and whatnot, keeping an eye on you. There may be people outside of you keeping an eye on you and watching your behavior. And because of your behavior, this is what it has to do with. Okay, give me a moment here. We have an instinct about something or somebody. We're at the end of our tether here with compassion in this area. Okay. We may be shutting it down altogether, shutting it right off to this one area because we've had it. Okay. Because we know there's a caringness there and we're not giving up on our compassion, we're going to get hurt by that in some kind of way. Some kind of way this is hurting us or continues to hurt us or will in the future. And that's the thing here. So just be aware that you are being watched by someone, and it may be someone outside of you. It may be that youth. It may be within a family situation. We have a kid or some energy of I say immature, but that's not the right word, of a youthful nature that is keeping either tabs on us or eye on us. And we got to be careful that doesn't come out and bite us in the ass, basically. So hopefully, again, that helps you for the week. That is your energy for the week. Okay. So that was Pisces, 26-15. Okay, Cancer. What do we got going on for you guys? Okay, first card. Here we go. Abundance. This is good. This is about fruitfulness, desires, wishes, all that you need and all that you love. How you go? Okay, I gotta slow down with my speech here. All that you want to attain is within reach here. I feel like we need to focus on our abundance and go forward from there. They're really showing me not looking back. There's things in the past here, like this, even though it's a rainbow, it's pushing you. The energy is going forward quite highly. Look in front of you. Keep following the trail in front of you, and eventually we'll go in the right way. It's almost like, yeah, don't look back is what they're saying. Next card. Wow. The Ace of Fire. Spider. Gotta look that bugger up. What does he mean? He is, there's a lot of things he can mean to different things. Right now, I'm getting the web that we spin, and I get that highly from this as well. It's like one thing leading to another, leading to, and, throwing you in all different directions, but eventually we get to where we need to be, and definitely not going backwards and looking, right? Because he's looking forward, and this spider's going, come with me. I've got a web here. I got to spin, but if you follow me, we'll, eventually we'll make a nice pattern, and then we can catch what we want in our web. It's kind of like our dreams and our wishes, right? This is the sense I feel like Cancer may be on the upswing here, but in order to do that, they got to get away from the energy that they may have been in the past. So this is key, that following the web and moving forward with it. I feel like as we make it, we're going to have to follow it. So this is interesting. Next card. A lot of fire here. King of Fire. Okay. Another one with their eyes closed. I want to do this. Yeah, I feel like the Cancer's inner lion. This is very much Cancer energy that they're in. It may also be a person physically in the future that we may gravitate to, but we have to gain. This little lion here, they're showing it morph into here, and this is the Cancer energy. Like, we're going to let that lion loose on something, is the sense I get here. We're using our intuition highly, paying attention to that, even though in the again, the eyes are open, but they're not seeing. They're not pupils there, if you can see. They're just blank, right? So, but the lion's eyes are open. Sorry. Or are they? They're kind of blank too, but they're showing me they got to gain that courage to go forward. And once they do go forward, then that lion just automatically comes in here, and then suddenly our eyes are open and we see. It's like we got to get rid of our past in order to see clearly what we need in the future. And this is part of where they're sitting at this week. The metamorphosis from past, present to future. Yeah, this is where they're sitting. Okay, masculine and feminine. First card is feminine. And it is, what do you know? Release. Yeah, we have to release those things in our past in order to gain complete abundance in the future. And again, the rainbow's behind us. Doesn't mean we need to go back. It means it's pushing you forward. That's what I get. Because there's a sense of something needing to be released here. Look at all the fire action. Take action to release what needs to go. That's all I'm going to say. Masculine card. Communications. We may have to communicate with those. Maybe dealing with some fire energies here. We have to communicate with those to express this, to release. Yeah. I feel like this dragon is the Cancer, and this spider is the person that they're dealing with. They're focused 100%, and what's missing is the communication. And again, all fiery red. So we're going to take action here. We need to let the action speak for itself, maybe. I don't know. But they're going, no, the communication has to happen before we take action, okay? Sometimes things just want to jump out of my mouth. So on the King of Fire. And again, I felt like there's very much the Cancer energy wanting to bring that courage forth, but we have yet to do this, but it's coming in the future. And the more the farther away from this release we get, the more that lion jumps into our spirit is really what I'm getting. And then we have another masculine energy. So we're very much in our masculine selves, taking action, taking charge, taking control, doing what we need to do to get things done. And this is about war. And the sense is here, there may be some communication needed. And because of this communication, it may create a sense of war like strategy. But nonetheless, there's a calmness here backing. We may feel like this on the inside, but we're keeping our cool on the outside. This may apply to you in some way this week. Communication. There's a need for a release here. There's some communication that needs to happen that's going to come forth from the Cancer. And because of this, it may create war. But that's okay. We feel good enough to, or how do you say, evolved enough to deal with it, that we don't go outward. Okay, so one more layer here. On top of the release, we have the Tower. So yeah, that is very much about energies, shock and awe. We may have someone here in shock and awe. I do not feel it is the Cancer. I feel it is on the outside of the Cancer, whoever they have to deal with. The abundance, the loss of abundance here is going to be high for somebody. That is all they're going to be able to see. Now, on top of the communication here having to do with someone we got our sights set on, we have the Devil. Give me a minute. They're going to take that middle card out. Yeah, see, look at this, someone we're chained to. We may be chained, or this person may be chained to us, or we to it. Quite highly connected, or like this may be hard to do. We have the Tower and the Devil. There's things that are going to happen here. It's not going to be something we planned. That's for sure. Let's just say, yeah. And it may be in the communication area. We may say things to someone, or someone may say things to us that we just may not see coming. Is the sense I'm getting. Okay. Now, on top of this, again, very much the Cancer energy is in a king fiery way. Made up their mind, they're going to go forward, and they know exactly. They feel very in charge, and I don't want to say in their ego, but this is the feel I get. Very much in a powerful position here. Okay. Because of all this stuff is going to create war, or a warlike feeling even within themselves. But again, I feel them gaining control over it. I get the Hierophant. Yeah, interesting. That is about spirituality. That is about connecting to a higher power. It is about connecting within a union. The Hierophant can signify, now I don't have any supporting cards for this, but it can signify a high union or marriage. Now, this may be what we're dealing with and having to let go of. We may be chained to it quite highly, or one of us, one or the other, may be chained quite highly to this. But this is in regards to this. Okay, so that's the situation. We have a crux point within a relationship here, it seems. Now, as I move into these cards, okay, trapped. Yeah, someone here is feeling highly trapped in the relationship. Someone is clinging to it. Someone is wanting to be set free. Yeah, it's not a pleasant energy at all. Okay, next, someone. So there's a sense of exerting our power here. And where's she pointing at that cage? We are not going to be caged no longer. So if we feel like we're being caged by someone or something, this is where we're feeling very powerful to deal with this. She's going to use that energy to manifest, weld her way out of that cage, whatever. She's going to deal with it. Quite focused, the energy here. This once and for all, right? Okay, next. What is it? Differences. Yeah, there may be too many differences in the relationship here, or whatever we're trying to break free of. We cannot, we can no longer, it's interesting, is it black and then white and then black and white. So someone here taking their power to release themselves from somewhere where they don't belong is really what I feel. At this point, they don't feel they belong. Apples and oranges are just too different. We can't make things work, or maybe have tried and failed at this, right? We're just, it's not meant to be. This is what I think is coming down for the again, it's not going to resonate with everybody, but those that it will know. Now, on top of this trapped energy, what do we get? Observe in silence. So somebody here, though they're feeling trapped, they're going to be sitting on things for a while and observing. I think this is a preventative measure for them. They want to make sure that they don't do the wrong thing. Again, I feel like inner turmoil, heavy, but they're controlling themselves on the outside so as not to do anything too drastic. Okay. Now, on the summoning of power, that the Cancer is really. Did I say Pisces before? Oh man, I do that all the time. The Cancer is summoning their inner power. They know what they want to do. They're going to go forward and do it. It's just a matter of when. Okay. We have need and necessity. I feel like this is kind of like a codependent. I know I hate that word here, but this is where we're having a problem going forward. There's a need. We feel a need for this person or something in this person, or the opposite. Someone outside of us feels a need for us. And this is what we're going to gain power over. So if our partner is dependent on us for some reason or another, this is what we are going to deal with highly. We're going to gain power over, they said. Okay. Now, if we are doing this outside, then there's something here in that way going to be brought back down to earth here. There's a sense here someone needs the other person more than it's not balanced, is what I'm getting. Yeah, and they're going to deal with that imbalance. Okay. So on top of the differences, what do we get there? Embrace the feminine. Now, this can be in a lot of different ways. This may be, if you're a feminine Cancer, you may need to embrace your feminine side. Now, we got a lot of masculine energy wanting to break forth, but there's also a sense here that this Cancer's trying to resist that, trying to resist going outward in where's that energy? In that war energy, right? They want to release something here. And there's communication that needs to happen, but they want to not go outward. Boy, this is sticking in this way. They don't want to go outward in this way. So they need to embrace the feminine side in order to release in a more graceful way, is the sense I'm getting. It's what they're wanting to do here highly. And again, bearing a new way forward. We want to birth a new way forward because this one isn't, it's had its day, is a sense. Now, on top of observing in silence, we get the Eight of Pentacles about ambition. So there is something we're going to observe here over the week about the way that we are trapped to someone that is going to help us gain momentum forward in how to deal more eloquently, if you will, with this person. So this observing in silence, it seems to be highly motivated by instinct here. And what it's going to give us is an ambition to go in the exact right area to deal with this, okay? So there's a sense here of observing things before we plan our mode inward. Now, again, summoning the power to overcome that neediness. We have the Two of Cups, which is about deep love. I feel like this is what we want. This is what we yearn and may be lacking here. We're looking for deep love. And there's stuff here, I feel. Yeah, it still needs to be dealt with, is what I'm getting. And I guess, give me a minute. Yeah, the Cancer realizes this. There's something here. There's still entanglements here that have to be dealt with on a deeper level. So that's why they're holding back. That's why they're going, wait a minute. I can't just break here. There's something more I got to do. Something more that either they're going to realize over the week. It's going to open up for them. Or it's going to be somehow there's going to be a revealing of something here that the Cancer is going to be able to use forward in order to deal with this whole situation better. Okay? Like there's something that needs to be put to bed here, not just a separation or just an ending. There's something here that needs to be finalized. So they're looking for clues as to what that is, and they're going to get it through Universal. So yeah, the deep love here, I feel, is what they're trying to affect. Trying to be powerful over this. There's somebody here that is in need of control, and we'll go from there. I'm going to leave that halted because embracing the feminine, again, that was about compassion, new energy going forward, a need to deal with this in a way that is healthy. We get a loss of hope. Yeah, there's too many differences here. We feel quite defeated in dealing with this person in any sense of compassion whatsoever. Like, all these swords are hitting this rose. It's kind of like no matter what angle we go here, we got too much opposing forces. The compassion ain't going to work, is what they said. You know, compassion at this point is not going to work. That's what they said. Okay. So the overall, is that it? Yeah, that's it. So the overall energy here, animal card for Cancer for the week. What do you know? The Raven. And would you look at this? Would you look at this? Here, the Raven is trapped. Here, he is set free. And not only that, he found his crew. And he is now able to, yeah, look at that. He is now going after what he wants. And he's going to only let those in. This is interesting. 3 and 2 is 5. That's tipping points. And 4 and 3 is 7. 2 and 1 is it 2 and 1? 1 and 3, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, 9. This is the pivotal point here. Yeah, it's the different. There's too many differences here to make it work. And embracing the feminine may be, if you are a Cancer female in this position, you just may need to be, embrace yourself. Because we need to go forward and start finding those birds of a feather, right? That flock together, because we are trapped in a situation where we just do not feel that this is of like, it's, black and white, black and white, black and white. Like, it's all there. We do not feel that we belong here, is what I'm getting. And there's too much opposing to really overthrow that. The sense here is, oh, we could go in with compassion and everything, but it's not gonna make it any better. So the Raven, and again, this is about news. Is it about news? Yeah, about news that's being delivered, that's going to really be pivotal. And it may be that we have to observe through this week in order to, where's that card go? That's maybe why we're observing this week, is to gain power over the news that we either received or got, and that's going to kickstart us into an ambition of a direction. Because without this news, we may not have taken action, is the sense that I'm getting. We were trapped all along, but without the news that we heard, we may not have been in a mode where we wanted to take ambition over anything. So that is for Cancer. Wowie. Hopefully that helps you guys. This is here to get you going on the right path, get you moving forward. Okay, so Scorpio is the next one. First card, 45-55. Scorpio, 4 of water. That is... I feel like this is kind of my ego card, but because it's in an emotional center, it's a little different. It's almost like we're seeing someone outside of ourselves reflect things back to us quite highly, and this could affect us in a myriad of ways. Could be in a good way, could be in a bad way. This guy's kind of going, would you look at that? So he's kind of noticing things here that he wouldn't have noticed on his own, is what they said. So mirroring, it's people outside of us mirroring traits back. So we may have lessons coming in this way or whatnot. So that's the sense of what's going on for the Scorpio this week. They may have people outside of them mirroring behavior back and need to deal with this. Next card. Seneschal. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I keep meaning to look it up and I forget. Yeah, the dog there highly sits with me in the loyalty phase. I feel like we're noticing outwardly people around us to a higher degree. We're pinpointing those that we want to be loyal to. Now, again, then show me the ants here. I didn't notice those before. Who are we going to follow? Who's going to be part of our tribe? Who is going to be, right? And this is very much where we are in this day and age energetically. I missed my energy report this week. I'm hoping to get that out after I do all these readings, but I don't know if I will. But the sense here is we need to find our tribes. We need to find those that we feel comfortable with. There's a reason that we feel comfort or uncomfort. And we need to gravitate to those that we feel of like, right? So this is, I feel very much what the Scorpio is doing as well. Though they are having a hard time seeing this, is what they're saying. They're showing me the eyes and they're going, look how they're not. There's no pupils there. And neither are those here. Let me look. Oh, look at that. So I didn't notice that. One eye is open and one eye is closed. Do you see that? Like one eye is illuminated and one eye's just plain. So it's like there's an evolution in seeing this. The Scorpio's needing to see this. Well, needing to go outward. Sense here is we may not be trusting anyone enough to go outward to realize this, because there is a sense of needing to go forward to others in trust in order to figure out who's trustworthy. If we, same kind of Pisces boundary, if we don't go outward, we're really not going to figure it out, are we? So the Seneschal here is very much a high sentient being trying to connect, but it's interesting to me they're highlighting that the eyes are still closed. So there's a sense that we may have intuitive knowledge, but may not be going outward in it. I feel like that may be where we're sitting. Next card. Wisdom, right? We got to gain wisdom over all of these feelings. Like they're going, we're not even in our feelings as of yet. We're just trying to figure out where we stand. And I feel like near the end of the week, this is the energy that we're going to be tapping into. Is kind of our reclusing away from everybody. There may be some behaviors coming out from other people that we don't like. And we may be realizing that may not be realizing that we carry within ourselves. So we may have to look at that. That may be the higher knowledge here of clicking into, well, I don't like when they do that, but then realizing that we hold that vibration. So there's something in us here that we got to realize about ourselves going outward to others. It's very hard for the Scorpio to do this, trust anybody, is the sense I'm getting. So there's some wisdom, again, near the end of the week, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I feel like they're going to be kind of keeping to themselves quite highly over this coming weekend here. Now, masculine and feminine energies. This is crooked. What's going on? Hold on there. Yeah, it's crooked. Oh, man. Okay. Anyway, masculine, feminine. On top of that, mirroring. What do we get? We get a feminine energy talking about self-trust. Well, what do you know? Yeah, there's a sense we don't trust others. So therefore, we can't trust our own judgment. If we don't trust others, There's a long line of stuff here that I feel like Scorpio's just lost on. We're having a hard time trusting others, is what they said is the main issue here. But deep down, it comes from a lack of our own self-trust. Okay, I don't even know where that sits. But anyway, on top of the seneschal, we have a masculine, and it's talking about confidence. Yeah. There's a sense of confidence that wants to come forward. Oh, okay. This is interesting. So we are having some ego battles here is what I'm getting. Because they're going, we have a confidence in ourselves, but we don't like seeing confidence in others. They're going, this is a high irritation factor. There's a sense here. That's what the mirror is. That's what the Scorpio is being shown. I have a high confidence in myself, but when someone outside of me shows me that, I don't feel right about it. So there's a sense of needing, we may not be on the confidence scale where we think we are, because it's only those that are in, okay, how do you express that? Those that are in lack of self-confidence may be jealous of those that contain it, but not know that they don't have it. So this is what they're feeling, like a sense of jealousy. Oh, look how confident they are, but I don't, it makes me, it unnerves me is what they're saying. But not knowing what that is or how to deal. Okay. Give me a minute here, because I don't myself. Self-trust. They don't trust their own judgment. Yeah, so they got to bring it back home. That's what they said. Bring it back home. Go inside. What is it about ourselves? Then when we figure it out in our own selves, then we'll have more of an ability to see in others the confidence and be proud of that and be supportive of that. The only time we're not supportive is when we're in our ego and when we let our ego ride the show. And then and that's from lack of self-confidence. So there's something here about the self-confidence area, self-trust in decision making, that is sitting out here highly as an area that needs work on. Okay. Top of the wisdom. So there's some wisdom here. I think they're coming from, and the universe trying to say, yeah, there's something here they know, but again, we're not acting from what we know. We have abundance. Okay. Okay. Again, look at how he's green. And they're going, that's with envy, by the way. We may be literally jealous of people that are more abundant than we are in whatever way. Self-confidence may be an area that we may be jealous of people outside of us because they have a greater self-confidence, but we don't know that we're lacking. So we take that in the wrong way. It turns to jealousy. Yeah, our confidence needs to be built from us outward, not based on others inward. Like they're going, I need to be there. And it's like, no, we need to have our own barometer, our own, what is right for us. We're always comparing to others. We're not going to win. And you don't win, but we're not going to gain power to evolve here if we compare ourselves to others. Okay, because they're going, that's who we should be comparing ourselves to, as ourselves. how were we yesterday? How can we be better today? What do we want from ourselves, not from others? Yeah, there's a sense of inward and outward here. Hope this is translating. Very deep. Yeah, very deep. We may be jealous or have some jealousy triggers coming up this week. Absolutely. In people around us that we like and we may even want to emulate, but we cannot because we are not in that mode. We're not advanced enough to realize that jealousy is non-productive, is what I'm getting. It's a pretty rough road here. Sense of evolving through some confidence issues. Because this is where we want to be, at peace with ourselves to a certain degree, gaining all the wisdom and but still needing to open our eyes. So that's the thing. This person compares themselves to others a lot, and that is basically cuts them off. That blocks them from evolving because they compare themselves to others. Go, no, you compare yourself to yourself. How do you want to be? You don't measure yourself by others, but a lot of people do this. Okay, so the green man, interestingly enough, they're going green with jealousy, but this is about abundance and gaining of abundance. And I feel like that too is where the Scorpio is going. Oh, I need to be here. I need to be where this person is, not where I am. And they're going, well, maybe we have it all as well, but we just don't realize it. So we're acting from lack instead of what we're realizing we have. Taking time to take stock of our own life is really what it is. So may be jealous of others outside of us, but there's no need to be, is what they're saying. So yeah, some perception problems here. Okay, let's look deeper. Wheel of Fortune is on the self-trust. So there may be a lesson coming down here in those around us, right? Because I'm getting that we need to compare ourselves to ourselves, not to others. But they're going, even though we're going to be pushed in this area by something that happens, I feel like we're going to have either a situation with someone outside of us that brings us to a trigger point. And it's a fated point here to gain more tools, to gain your tools in this area. You have a lack of self-trust. They're going to help you by learning this lesson. They're going to bring it forward by this lesson coming forward. I feel it's through a person or situation or scenario that comes down. Now, there's a lot of knowledge intuitively here, but a confidence that's lacking to either to not compare ourselves to others here. We always got to, keeping up with the Joneses, we got to do better then. And they're going, that just defeats us. So we need to understand that on a deeper level. We have the Knight of Cups, and that is about love coming forward here. Give me a minute. There may be a love coming in. Now, this may be where we're triggered. Okay. Now, this is the tricky part. Because we have no self-trust, but there's a lover coming in here. It's going to teach us a lesson in this. Be careful that we don't put all our confidence in that person, and then that'll learn you a lesson there. I feel like we're going to go forward. We have some knowledge about this person and either their love for us or our love for them and how they handle it. That is really gonna throw us for a loop here. Be careful. I'm not telling anybody not to whatever, but that I feel like a trap coming, but it may just be a lesson, right? In love here. Okay. As we go forward here to the wisdom and abundance, again, I feel like are we jealous of our lover? No. It's the other way around. Something odd here I can't put my finger on. There's something here the Scorpio's holding to themselves, okay? There's a lover coming in, wants to share something they're not sharing, okay? There's a level here, we're just not opening up, okay? Now, the abundance factor. We get the 7 of Cups. Now, that's about a myriad of options. Okay, we may have a Scorpio here that has a lot of options in the love direction. But somewhere along the line, I can't get away from the energy that there's someone here that is. What is, okay, just give me a minute. Something's not right here. Somebody's trying to hold something back from somebody, and it has to do with jealousies, has to do with confidence, okay? Now, it may be the same person, like all within the same person. There's somebody here that's jealous of someone, doesn't have a high esteem with someone, and therefore holding things back because of that, okay? And then there's options, okay? So we're going to move forward, okay? Next set of energies. Again, this is still with Scorpio, but it's, I got to clean the slate here. Next card, chaos. There it is. That's the chaos. Okay, somebody's kind of troublemaking here. I don't know that they understand. Now, I hope it's not the Scorpio, but it may be someone you're attached to. Someone here is holding something back. Next card, meditation. A need to calm and keep a clear head. I feel like this may be the two people. One is a chaos maker, one is calm and collected. Hey, Tina Maria, how's it going? Something going on here. This doesn't jive, right? Look at this, doesn't jive. I'm going to continue. Next, individuality. Yeah, and I feel like that's very much centered toward the Scorpio. What was I going to say here? Anyway, individuality. I feel like this is the Scorpio. This is the Scorpio needing to kind of recluse and be calm and deal with their own selves. Because in trying to deal with others, and again, I feel competition, jealousy, these kind of things are lower level energy stuff that get us tied up in things we may not like the consequence of inadvertently. Yeah, something going on here. Okay, next. Do not fear the unknown, the chaos. Well, that is exactly what that is. It's fearing things that we don't know. Yeah, somebody here is afraid of something that they really don't know the resolve here. Again, next, meditation. What do we get? Focus and then act. Yeah, and that's really the same card. It's like calm yourself down. There's a need to calm the internal structure here. Release from jealousy of others and release from comparing ourselves to others, and we'll be able to see more clearly where we need to act from, because there's a sense of getting caught up in what others are doing, how others are doing, and it's throwing us off on our own individuality. Like, we got to be on our own path here, and when we look to others, suddenly we feel we got to speed up or slow down, and it's not in line with what your individual path is. Really what I'm getting. And then also we get caught up in things like trying to trip others up from doing so well if they're doing better than us, this kind of thing. It's kind of grade school stuff. Now, individuality, what do we get there? Honoring Gaia. So there's a need to take a break here. Yeah, because somebody's getting caught up too much in hecticness or chaos and trying to keep up with the Joneses, and it's not working. We need to slow things down and get back to our own selves. Chill pill, so we don't create chaos, because this is where we're headed. Chaos if we keep going and trying to one up people is really what I'm getting here. Someone's striving, dog eat dog kind of stuff, and they're going, we got to let go of that energy. But the Scorpio is doing it because they don't know what's going to happen if they don't, is the sense that I'm getting. Now, on top of that energy, we have 7 of Cups, fantasies. So this may be all based on fantasy, something here. Well, you can't see that card at all, can you? It's just a cup with a... So this is about the heart center. We have that green sash going through, talking about emotions. Yeah, I feel, weirdly enough, I feel like the fantasies are not good. When you say fantasies, that's usually dipping into things you want. But I feel like these are fearful fantasies. Like we're kind of getting lost in a world where people are opposed to us, and the universe going, yeah, they're not as opposed as we think they are. They're not people half the time are not worried about what you're doing anyway. So we got to take that energy into account. Okay, so focus and then act. Again, a need for calmness. Meditation may not jive with everybody, but a need to calm the soul down enough to see where we need to go. We get Two of Swords, which talks about blocked emotions. So there we are. There we are. We are tied up in our emotional center, don't want to express, we don't want to be vulnerable. This is our fear. Boom. I mean, who does really? Unless they feel safe. And obviously the Scorpio's not feeling safe where they're at. And they may be creating chaos unknowingly or not unknowingly, but they don't realize the effect, right? As much because of these blocked emotions. They don't understand. Okay, honoring Gaia. So again, the individuality, follow your own path. What is it that you love and go there? And I remember that was the reading last week. It's like, what do we love? Just go there and do that. And honoring the earth as well, letting being out in nature help you clear your mind. What do we get on there? The Hangman, talking about stillness. Yeah, a need for stillness here. Because I think if we act from the emotional center we're in, which may be in jealousy, rage, or feeling like people are opposed to us when they actually are not, is really what I'm getting. There's a need to be still, to really take a tally here and understand if that's truly where we're coming from, because there's a sense that we're on the wrong. We're in fantasy here, but in a bad way. Man, that was it. Okay, so the animal card for this week 4 is the chameleon. Wow. Talking about change, a need for change. Yeah. Sense here is that there is a huge need for change, because the way that we're looking at things, we feel like everybody's against us, everybody's opposed, and they're going, I mean, they show me videos, right? They extend things, and it's like, ain't nobody looking at you sitting on this chameleon. Nobody cares. Just you and the chameleon. That's what matters. And you need to do it because you like it, and you need to do it because it means something to you. That's all you need to worry about. The rest don't matter. In fact, a lot of it is, this unknown stuff that we feel, and it just creates chaos for us. They're not making the link, is what they said. They're not making the link that we create chaos. They're just wondering why it's in chaos. So I want me to go back here for a sec. There seems to be an option here in a love area for somebody about offers, and fate is coming down. What? To change that highly. So be aware, no matter what kind of indecision or lack of trust we have, we just really got to go inward and focus on ourselves and what we want, and that's it. That is it. Keep it simple. So that is the water signs for this week. Holy. Okay, so that went all right. Again, I don't know how long it's going to take for this to go through, so if you got it live, good for you. It might take, it usually takes about 18 to 24 hours, strangely enough, but if I get the poster done up quick enough, I might be able to get it on the infinity page over the next 12 hours here. So take care, have fun, be kind, and I'll talk to you in a bit.